Hey there, guys. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Let me do quickly a morning thoughts episode on a certain topic, perhaps couple of topics. Like Joey, I have only one thought in my mind. So I did 3 videos on fragrances. This is going to be a bonus video. If you don't want to watch, if this is not a review, you can skip it, no problem. But the topic in my head, I thought of that I noticed how the trend of reviewing changed in many reviewers. Some of them became very upgraded. They have changed their path. Some of the reviewers used to do just a basic designer fragrance at one time. Now all the reviews niche or whatever they get for free. Okay, and then certain channels have gone live streaming. No fragrance talk, just talking about people and I don't know what, and then or reviewers perhaps, and then bashing others. Certain reviewers have the style of holding on to some popular YouTube reviewers and try to cash in. So I'm not judging anybody. Anybody is free to do whatever they feel like, whatever suits their need or style. But I'm one reviewer. I consider myself like lucky that I survived so many years because of your support. And due to my determination, I always stayed on the same path. What is the same path? I always focused on designer perfumes, okay? And that's the topic I want to talk about. Why did I do it and why didn't I? According to some people, Joy, you should try some of the niche perfumes and you should upgrade. Enough of designer fragrance, you've covered everything. I haven't covered everything for sure. There are tons of them out there. But I started my game with the designer fragrances, okay? And my love remains there. So the main reason why I felt I always stick to like my forte, that is designer fragrance, is that they are safe. Why? When I review them, I get views. Okay. When you review, like as a reviewer, if you'll notice, if you do something very niche or indie perfume, I'm not saying anything wrong with it, but you will not get any views or earning from YouTube. So yeah, some people have priorities. You may say like as a true reviewer, you shouldn't think like that. I did review many fragrances which I felt not gonna get the view, but I did anyway. But niche perfumes are very expensive to collect. Okay, this is my reasoning. And for that one niche or indie fragrance, you can get like 3 4 5 up to Middle Eastern or designer perfume. Can create more content which will help more people. So majority of the people in the world, as a reviewer I watched, they are more towards 80 85%, 90% are into designer fragrance because they are affordable, they are well known, they are found everywhere easily, and you don't really have to blind buy them because they have a lot of testers. So same cannot be said for niche, because most of the shops will never open like for something like Creed or Amouage for you to try, and most of them will not have a tester or something. So why I'm going deep with this, I have nothing against niche perfumes. I reviewed maybe 1/3 of my channel is about niche fragrances, but 2/3 are mostly designer and Arabic fragrances. So why did I stick to this? And the reason is not everybody has to be graduating as a teacher. Let's say you always taught at school, like elementary school, primary school, or like O levels, L levels, and you actually sort of created. I feel I'm not a teacher, but I feel the comparison or example would be like similar. So when I, let's say, work with basic fragrances like designer, according to many of you, people who are getting into the game, not everybody has the same knowledge because they have so much curiosity. I don't want to bombard my channel with something like very weird fragrances, like very niche style, rare perfume, super expensive. When people come and see, like say, some students or people who just getting into the job and they have like not much to spend, when they see a fragrance immediately cost like $1,000, like something like a Frederick Mall, they'll be scared. I'm not saying I'm not going to do those reviews. I do love to, but I also put mostly top 10s, top 15s to keep the game entertaining. So first thing is to create the interest. I'm not always saying that these are the most serious videos that you should take seriously, but it creates interest. Oh, what did he put as number one? What are the top 5? What are the ones that check out? So the reviewing game has to be kind of like fun. Not everybody has to be university professor, graduate, or PhD degree holder. They are teaching at the high levels. Let's say someone like Mark, Sebastian, okay, Max 40. These guys are like, they are like our professors. So I am still elementary school teacher and I love it. And why I love it? Because it's always much easier to like discuss designer fragrance, even if they're high end, even if they're like top brands or basic brands or like cheaper brands. You always have something to be excited about. you pay a little bit money and sometimes you find a gem. Okay, so that's another reason for me to stick to my basic elementary reviews on most part. But I do collect samples, official samples. Okay, if you check my channel, you'll find many niche perfume reviews. I particularly spent money to get those samples. Okay, so there's something for everybody. Let's say you are looking for an amouage, search by amouage Joy Amin, or Parfum de Marly Joy Amin, or something like what house. I have reviewed Frederick Mall. Check out Zerjoff, Killian. I have tons of reviews covered. So it was always my interest. Creed. Uh, I never usually look at a brand, but also I have to remember, like, if I review a fragrance, let's say, nowadays I don't do that many female fragrances. So I limited my number of review types. Many of the ladies are like, why don't you review any more women's perfumes? The reason is, when I do get like low views, like few videos in a day, like few days in a row, it sort of like messes up the curve, and YouTube stop sort of like promote your videos, or bring it to other people. Sometimes one guy told me, like, one of my reviews like 1 month old, and one of my friends, he just got notification. So the, what is it called, I always forget that term, like the curve for the performance is not so great with some of the flop videos. Flop means there's no views. Someone maybe like watched it, like 125 people watched it, whereas other lists get 4 or 5,000, which is a lot of view for me. Okay, so these are the things that I feel it's okay, and I have to stay in my discipline. I always have to post videos and think of something, content people would be interested to watch, to keep the game going, keep the communities going. And I know one thing, that perhaps the what I gained from this, fragrance game, the fun, the pleasure, trying new perfumes, owning, also making a little bit of money. Apart from this, what I feel, my work that I'm leaving here, some of the brothers from India did say that, Joy, whatever review I want to find, you have covered it. That's why you're my favorite reviewer. And trust me, that's one of the biggest compliments. I sometimes don't want to brag, but I have bragging rights because I got people's love. Okay, so many times people want to send me their bottles or fragrances, but in Bangladesh it's difficult because the customs, and we have problems. And sometimes I'll tell you one thing which is harsh to hear, but this is the truth. When someone, let's say, sent a big package or even a perfume which has good weight, to clear that fragrance from customs or our mail post box, like our mail, like we have the Bangladesh courier. So I have to pay almost double the price of the original product because of the taxation and the weight, and I have to bribe the guy, and it's not really worth it. I have to pay so much money, like double the price of the fragrance. And when I actually want to review, perhaps I don't have the most cash, because maybe I don't need that fragrance at that moment. So I tell people, please do not send the perfume. I won't be able to accept it. So I'm telling you openly, and I know many of you want to send me their fragrance, but Bangladesh is a bit difficult, like if I was in India or even Pakistan, that would be great because fragrances get there easier. So, like do have my limitations, I want to admit to you. But I always find that, I try to buy fragrances that can pick everybody's interest here and there, some little known ones, hidden gem ones, Middle Eastern ones, designer ones in the list, some niche ones. So I think I cover most of the areas. So please be patient. If you do not see me reviewing certain perfume, perhaps I don't have endless cash, right? So if I was in the States or Canada, many times my friends told me, who are reviewing, like Chad, he told me, like, bro, if you're here, they would send you free bottles, and I'm like, that would be so nice because then I don't have to pay for my perfumes. But then, again, Bangladesh, I would say is a blessed place because see the number of reviews I did sitting here, so I definitely got help from the community. Wonderful community. You win some, you lose some, and again, you win some. Okay. So I got many fragrances for better price tag than overseas. Okay. I don't mind. I'm not getting free fragrance. I do not get invited from like award nights or something. Many reviewers are going there. Many reviewers are getting offers to make their own fragrances. I got offers too, but I personally felt I'm not there yet. I don't know anything about the chemistry or how to make perfumes. Many reviewers, I'll tell you one thing, They don't tell you. They say, I was involved in this perfume process. I made this fragrance. And I know for sure a fact they just basically signed up with a company which made it for them in Middle East, and they just released it, and they just chosen the name and bottle design. That's pretty much it. And that's not what I want to do. I don't want to bash them. I don't take any names. Some of you poke me like, hey, which female reviewer you said that she takes, like she's sponsored and then she's hyping. I'm not going to take the name. I'm not, my intention is not to create a fight, but I'll tell you, that's not my style. If I ever, let's say Mark, I talked to him once on the phone, just last point, then I'll finish. Robes08, the guy who is the godfather of fragrance community, I always take his name. He's like at a different level, like from than us. And like, I used to like binge watch him, because his content, he's like the Encyclopedia Britannica, sorry, Encyclopedia of Fragrance game. I asked him once, like when I talked to him, I was very down at that time. I was going through depression, and asked him like, bro, when are you gonna release your own perfume? Because we want one. He's like, you see, the thing is, it's not like I can't. Okay, as far as my memory serves, he said this. It's not like I cannot. I do, but I don't want to throw out a fragrance right out there because I have to. I want to create something that I would love to wear, I can be proud of, and it would be really a good fragrance, like that represents me. And that's the best way, like the most honest answer I ever heard. And it was a pleasure. That was like 25 minutes of my life, the best moment, because it was a dream connecting to him, and he sort of connected to me, and I wrote to him many times. Fantastic guy. So these are some achievements that I have, and I'm very proud of. Steven sent me his fragrances. They're like milestone in my game, like a journey which makes me go. I'm waiting for perhaps 100,000 subscribers, which is going very slow. A little bit upset about that, but then, it'll be a nice thing to have a silver play button, someday if God keeps me here. But in general, like wrapping it up, I like to stick to my basics, my high school, and then I'd like to get new students who I can guide, or I can tell this is my forte. I'm not really a uber niche guy. I'm not gonna brag about it. Hey, I graduated. I never graduated. I always feel happy with any fragrances, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your love. And I'll try to keep it as original as possible, even though I don't have the fancy setup or editing. But thanks for giving me all the love, and God is great. Have a nice day. I'll see you soon. Stay well, and wait for winter to come. A lot of great fragrances you can use, and you can get compliments and have good memories like every year. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.